Hello, hello. I am Joellen, and I am going to teach you one of my absolute favorite things about makeup, contouring. Contouring is such a game changer when you are doing your makeup. It really adds that you can use to really become a pro with contouring. Now, contouring, when you hear the word contour, you kind of get a little bit intimidated because you think it's just for the runway models and the actresses and, you know, Hollywood. But contouring is for everyday women that you can use in your everyday makeup routine just to give you some great femininity to your face. So I'm just going to give you some great tips and techniques that you can use in your everyday routine, okay? Now, here, first off, let's think of contouring as like when a woman wears black. It helps you look thinner, helps absorb that light. So contouring helps absorb that light and helps give your face definition, dimension, helps chisel out your face so that you are extra beautiful. So I'm going to do contouring. I'm going to show you two different ways, whether you have a full face or a thin face. And it doesn't really matter if you have a heart shape, oval shape, any of that kind of stuff. It's just basically if you have a thinner face or a fuller face, that's it. And so you can implement these techniques and see if you feel like, hey, these work and I look extra fine doing them. So I'm going to use two different brushes. For the fuller face look, I'm going to use this brush because it's a little bit, you have a little bit more depth and dimension with these brushes are a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to do the thinner face with this smaller brush, the Detail HAC Brush. And I'll do the fuller look on this side and the thinner look on this side. So let's start off with the fuller look face. So let's think like when you're a woman, you're always told don't wear horizontal stripes because it'll make you look wider, right? So if you have a fuller face, let's think of we want to create vertical lines to create a slimmer, thinner look face, okay? So first off is you're going to want to take your contour color and your brush, and you're going to want to find your cheekbone because we're going to be contouring just a few like simple parts in your face. We're going to be contouring your cheeks, we're going to be contouring your jawline, we're going to be contouring your forehead, and we're going to be contouring your nose. And so first off, I like to start off with my contouring. Now I've already had my eye makeup done and my highlight is done. Now I just need to do my contouring. So you want to find your cheekbone, the most prominent part of your cheekbone. So take your fingers, feel your face, and feel the part that sticks up the most. That is your most prominent part of your cheekbone. That's where we're going to want to apply our contour. You're going to want to hug that prominent part of your cheekbone. So I'm going to take this brush. And really, the great thing about these brushes is they're double-sided. So if you feel like one side works better for contouring, hey, work it. You know, even though a lot of people use this for highlight, you can work it for contour too. Same with this one, you can use highlight or contour. Just play around with it and see what works best for your face. This one is too big of a brush for my face, but for the teaching purposes, I'm just going to show you the technique that you do if you have a little bit fuller of a face. So I'm going to use this more blunt part of my brush for the contour for the fuller look face. So I'm going to put my brush in my contour, and now I'm just going to hug that line. And I'm doing a stippling motion because if you do a stippling motion, then it's a little bit easier to blend. You're not having to blend a harsh line as much. And then it's also easier to apply. It's less that you don't mess up as easily. So you just take that contour and you're stippling it onto the top, like the very prominent part of your cheekbone. And because we are working with vertical lines, we want to create as vertical lines as possible. You want to start at the very top of your cheekbone, so into your hairline, and then you want to angle it down into like kind of near, like angle it down to your corner of your lip. You're not going to go that far, but you're going to angle it down because you're trying to create a nice vertical-ish line. Now, also when you're applying your contour, you want to avoid this area, your laugh line area, because you get into there, it's going to make it look like dirty and shadowed and muddy, and you don't want to make it look that way. You are just focusing on your cheekbone at this point. So take that and stipple and hug that cheekbone. And see how now I have a little bit more definition than I did before, and now it's already making my face look slimmer. See the difference? I haven't done anything on this face, on this side, and now this side I do. Now I have, all of a sudden I have cheekbones. And it's so awesome, it's so magical. All right, so that's what we do. I'm angling down towards my corner of my lips without going into this section. And now, boom, I have a nice area. All right, now let's go ahead and do our jawline. Okay, so this part, we want to give the eye the illusion that you have a nice chiseled jawline. Now, all of us women have extra skin, extra meat, extra flesh, you know, in this area, double chins, you know, we all have our imperfections, but we want to try to create a nice chiseled line of a jaw. And so you're going to take your contour and you're going to come down your jaw right here. And you want to create a line. So if you have a fuller face, you want to not go underneath, but more right along your jawline and a little bit up. So you're creating a nice line so that you make it appear that you have this chiseled jaw. So you're just taking that and creating that nice line. So now, do you see, I have more of a defined area. Pretty cool, right? So easy. Okay, so we've done the cheek on the fuller face look and we've done the jaw. Now let's go into the forehead. So this part, you want to start in your hairline and then move out, because that way, if you have extra product, it's not on your skin. You don't have to blend it out so much. It's more up in your hairline. It's a lot easier to blend. Now you don't want to there's no need to contour your forehead if you have a really tiny forehead. But if you have like a medium to a larger forehead area, then you do want to contour that area and give it a little bit more shadowed, dimensioned look. Now, if you think about it, look at a ball, and at the top of the ball, it's shadowed, at the bottom of the ball, it's shadowed, and then in the middle, it's bright. So that's the same type of thing. We are creating shadows on our face to make our face look more natural. We don't want to have that like one all over look on our face, because that makes us look not alive and not beautiful. So take your brush, start at your hairline, and move down. And if you have a fuller face, you want to also focus on the side of your face as well. So in your hairline, just move down. And you can add as much as you want. You just kind of do it in stages. Do a little bit at a time. If you need to add more, go for more. Now I'm creating a little bit more shadowed effect, and now I don't look like I have one flat color. Really easy step. It's so easy just to take your brush, your contour color, and just do a little bit. And the nice thing is it's with cream makeup, and you can blend it easily, wipe it off if you feel like you have too much. Really easy to work with. All right, so now we've done our. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but on the other side for a thinner looked face. Now I like to use this brush for a thinner look. You just have a little bit more control over the amount of product that you use. Now I prefer to use a smaller end and paint my face. A lot of other women like to use this side and apply it more like this. There is no wrong way. You do what works best for you. I'm just going to show you what I personally like to do. So I'm going to use the smaller part of my brush, and I'm going to start my hairline. Same thing, find your prominent part of your jawline. And now, so with a fuller face, we were creating more vertical lines to thin that face, and we started at the top of your hairline and we angled down to our lips. Now with the thinner face, we're going to be trying to create more horizontal looks, because we want to add a little bit more dimension and kind of widen out our face a little bit. It's all about playing tricks with your eyes. So with a thinner face, I'm going to want to try to stay a little bit more horizontal, not so vertical lines. And I'm going to try to give my cheeks a little bit of a lift because I have a thinner face and I don't have some beautiful cheeks that some women are really blessed with. So I'm going to try to create that illusion of having a fuller cheek. So I want to smile and I want to try to lift this cheek up a little bit. Think of it as a woman wears a push-up bra to lift up her chest area. We're doing the same thing with our cheeks. We're trying to create that lift. So I'm starting up on my hairline and add more if you need to. And I like to just paint my face, paint a line. See, I'm just painting. And then I'm going to be going in almost not as much of a J swoosh, but more like of a Nike swoosh movement. So I'm going right underneath my cheek. See, I did a little bit of a swoop, and now I'm creating more of a lift. See that? Now, I like to take the other side of my brush at this point and blend it up a little bit so it's not a stark line. And then we can always go over at the end with our sponge and do the same thing, do some blending. So that is a little bit more blended. Do the same thing on this side. Blend it. Okay, so now I have my cheekbone area done. Now we're going to do the same, focus on the jawline of this part. So because I have more of a defined jawline with my thinner face, we are just going to be focusing on going underneath the jawline. Whereas on the fuller face, you went on the jawline to create that line to make it look like we had more of a jaw than we do. So with a thinner face, you want to go underneath the jawline. And create some shadow and dimension that way. So take it right here, go right along the jawbone and right underneath. So we're giving it that nice smaller, we want to make it look, we don't want it to look smaller, we just want to make it look more defined. See, now I have more shadow, more dimension under there, but it's not on, oops, it's not on my jaw, it's just underneath. And it makes it pop out a little bit more. Whereas this side, I created more of a line. Okay, now let's focus on our hairline. Now with a thinner face, I don't want to try to narrow my face more, I want to try to widen it. So I'm not going to be applying contour to the sides of my face. I'm just going to be focusing the contour just on my forehead. So same technique as we did up here in my hairline and move out. We're just creating that nice shadowed look. But I'm not doing this side of my face, not over here, because I don't want to narrow that look. Okay. Looking a little more alive, right? See how magical contour just adds that beauty, enhances those natural features on your face. Okay, so now when doing your neck, okay, you want to apply some contour underneath your chin to slim that out, right underneath here. And then a lot of women have different colors on their upper body. Their face is either lighter or darker than their neck and their chest. And so adding contour to your face will kind of marry those two, blend it together so it doesn't look like you are a floating head and that your body doesn't match. You want to make it look like it matches. So by applying contour on your neck, you are helping blend those two areas. Now you want to take this part right here. You don't want to put any contour right here, but you want to focus on the sides of the middle of your neck. And by just adding a little bit of color right there, you're helping marry the two, your face to your neck, and then you're also creating a slimmer look if you have a fuller neck. Really easy, really fast. Then I have a little bit more color to blend it all together. All right, now the nose. The nose can be kind of tricky, but we don't want to make it tricky. We want to make it easy, no fuss. So let's do the fuller side of the face first. You do not have to do your nose. If you don't feel comfortable doing your nose, don't do it. But if you would like to do a little bit, that's fine. Just add a little bit. Less contouring, the better with the nose, because a bad contour is worse than no contour at all. So if you're going to do contour, less is better. So you want to create a shadow and make your nose look a little slimmer, but you don't want it to make it look like you have a dirty nose by adding too much contour. So you can kind of push the bristles together to make it more of a line to kind of help you have more control. Add just a little bit of color, and then you have a little bit slimmer of a nose. See how easy that was? And you can do the same thing if you wanted to use this side. You can put this in the contour and just draw a line to make it look like your nose is a little bit slimmer. If you have too much, you can just wipe it off, blend it with your sponge. It's easy. Don't make it harder than it is. Okay, thinner side, you can use this side and paint it on, or you can also just apply the color just to the tip, the edge right there, and use it by making a line that way. I'm going to do the thinner side. I just feel like I have more control by applying it that way. Okay, we're just adding a little bit of color to the very, very top side so that it looks like we have a little bit slimmer of a nose. Now, the interesting thing about contouring your nose too is you can have the same effect by just adding a little bit of a lighter highlight and putting that in the center of your nose. If you didn't want to do the contour on the side of your nose, you can do your normal highlight, but then do a lighter highlight color just down the center of your nose, and you're getting the same effect. So you don't necessarily have to use a contour color to contour. You can use different colors, highlight, to kind of contour your face too. So there, we've applied all of our contour. Now we can just blend it all out so that we don't look crazy. And now my face will look different because I did contour it differently. I had to contour this to be the slimmer side and this to be the fuller side. But now at least you have an idea of how easy contouring is. Obviously it took me a little bit longer because I was explaining it, but in your home, when you just practice a little bit, you can do your contouring in just a minute or two. And it adds so much depth, dimension, chiseled look to your face that you won't want to go back because you're going to be like, man, who is this hot girl? Because I feel amazing when I have a contoured face. So those are some of some great tips that you can use to when learning how to contour. Now I am happy to answer any questions. Reach out anytime, message me, comment with any questions you have about contouring because I'm happy to help. But really, it is kind of trial and error. You just have fun with it. Practice. See what type of tools you like better. See what feels good to you, what colors work good for you. I mean, like, make it a fun process. It should not be hard. It is easy, and it really is just a couple things to help make your face make it look like it's a different shape and have a little bit more dimension than it is. It's all about playing tricks with the eye. Now, if you're wondering what contour color is good for me, here's the thing. With some of the contour colors are a little bit more warm or cooler than others. So we have a color match quiz that we've created, and it really is focused on picking out your contour color. Now, I know you're probably thinking, like, what is warm and what is cool? Like, how do I figure out what type of skin I have. Now we do have the color match quiz. I can share a link with you with that, but just answer a few questions. I'll just ask some questions and think about the answer, and then it will help you determine if you are cool or a warm skin type. So do you like to wear, do you feel like you feel more beautiful in silver or gold jewelry, or both? So silver, gold, or both? What's your answer? Do you like to wear black and white more, or do you like to wear like creams and brown more, or do you feel like both options? Okay, so black and white, creams and browns, or both. Think of those. What's your answer? When you look at your vein type on your wrist, what color is it? Is it more bluish, or is it more green? Like bluish purple, or is it more green, or is it kind of like in between, or you don't know? Think of those. Do you prefer to wear like bright jewelry tone colors like purples and pinks, blues, or do you prefer to wear like greens, oranges, reds, or all of the colors? So if you answered silver, black and white, you have bluish purpley veins, and you prefer to wear jewel tones, you are most likely a cool skin tone. If you answered you like to wear gold jewelry, you like creams and browns, and you like to wear greens and oranges and reds, then you are most likely a warm skin type. And if you answered kind of a mix of everything, then you're most likely neutral. So if you, most likely, I mean, this is not foolproof, but most likely if you are a cool tone, then the colors that are going to look best for you with the mascara contour colors are going to be aspen or ash. Now, aspen is great for women who are really fair. It's really good fair color for contour. And then if you are a little bit darker, then aspen is great. Now, if you are a warm skin tone, then the colors that will work best for you are walnut or stone. Walnut is great for more fair coloring, and stone is for a little bit darker. Now, if you're neutral, then olive is great for you neutral gals, or Astoria is also another great neutral. And then we also have indigo. Indigos, I was using indigo. I prefer a little bit darker contrast of my contour, so I like to use indigo. That's a very neutral color too. But these are just some ideas of how you can kind of pinpoint what contour color will look best on your skin. But really, there isn't anything wrong. Like if you're a cool skin girl and you feel like walnut looks great for you, then hey, work it. But this is just kind of to help pinpoint and determine if you had no idea. This is like to help like kind of put you in that direction of what color would look best on you. So again, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And if you have any ideas and suggestions that work well for you, we'd love to hear them too. But these are some great contouring tips that can help you become a pro when contouring in your home. And don't make it hard. These are easy, simple steps that you can do to look beautiful. So go out there and have a great day, and I will see you later. See ya.